Right then, US500 then, so we've got got the higher low, right? So you've got this impulse correction and the prospects of a continuation higher for the foreseeable future. Obviously this is not something that's going to happen overnight. This is a long-term play from an investment point of view to the upside. Along the upside, you're going to have gyrations in the price action. And this brings us down then looking at the weekly chart. So that's our bullish thesis longer term, very longer term. On the weekly chart, we are in this higher highs, higher lows. So getting higher. We've got the break of these highs here. Now, in doing that, we're obviously leaving a lot of territory here that is long, that is vulnerable, therefore, to a pullback before the next leg higher. In that regard, then, we can measure the impulse with our Fibonacci tool and expect the market to correct to at least a 38.2 retracement, or it could come in even deeper. I mean, we don't know. You've got support right down in here, but you'll also have support on the daily chart in and around this candle. So let's just mark that candle off there and anticipate a move. Continuation higher on the weekly. I say that candle there because that's giving us potential congestion on the daily time frame. So let's head to the daily. So the daily chart is currently giving us prospects of a move into 38.2, as we said, as support. We've got this sort of flag scenario, bullish flag scenario on the daily chart, and we're starting to break out of that. So we've got this impulse from down here up to there. Bear with me. So I've just faded out the monthly chart Fibonacci scale and bringing up the daily chart. So as you can see, the daily chart, we've come right into the 61.8 and we've found support there. So that was support. And we have broken above this, what might have been regarded as a resistance area. So that's been broken. It's not to say that this can continue higher, but the likelihood is that it will. And in doing so, it will leave a W formation that could see the price come back in to retest support. So I hope these scribbles are making sense and not too. So let's get rid of the fibber lines. Right. So you can probably see that a bit better. So that is the thesis for the time being, is that we're heading higher breaking out of the flag, potentially to continue on up, or we're going to find resistance somewhere along the line, or we're going to have a retest of that candle before the next move up, or this is just going to fizzle out, be a false break, and we're going to come lower. But for the time being, it looks like we want to go higher. So recap on that. Let's go through from the weekly. So the weekly, we have a scenario whereby this could be early stages of the bearish correction, and the bearish correction would be expected to come into the 38.2 of the weekly chart. So this scenario, up, down to go higher, or let's mark off the highs of the weekly chart. Impulse. So that's resistance on the weekly. So what we might see, if the daily chart is going to be bullish, we might see this weekly scenario still play out, but we might see, for the time being, that sort of scenario. But we don't know. We're just sort of speculating. So anyway, we're planning for possibilities. That's what we're doing on that. So, but for the time being, I think what we're going to see is a continuation higher and a pullback. So what I would be doing in that regard is just letting this play out. I'm not going to be chasing and buying this breakout. I want to see, I want to watch for a deep. So this I have in mind for let's clean up the chart. For the time being, what I'm looking for is for the near term, I want to see this current bullish impulse start to decelerate, somewhere up in here, and then I'll be looking for the short into support. And that would be done on a lower time frame. So if we get rid of these drawings, so I would be looking for a break of this trend in the lower time frame. So we'll go to an hourly. So this is the current trend on the hourly chart. It's a bullish channel moving higher. Well, not really a channel, but it's a bullish trend. And what I'm looking for is for this to continue higher. And at some point start to, and that would be what I'll be looking for. So a break of this trend turning bearish, a retest of whatever happens, congestion we get up here as resistance, and then that would be my short to the downside. To target into this area.